I did an underwater shoot last week at night, and I'm not sure where the idea came from. Maybe because I like to spend as much time in the pool as possible. I don't know, but I got a photographer buddy over who was willing to swim around in the dark with a camera over the other night to help me with some of the photos in the pool. We used my D2X and an SB800 in my EWA Marine bag. We also used two SB800s, which we double bagged in gallon freezer bags, one with a red gel and one with a blue gel. We made sure there was enough air in the bag so that the flashes would float. And I know it sounds so, I don't know, tacky that we used Ziploc bags, but we didn't have anything else, and you just got to use what you have. And it was an experience, to be sure. It was definitely one of the more challenging shoots that I've done. For one thing, I couldn't get the flashes to fire consistently because I think the Ziploc bags interfered with the sensor, so we had to readjust them constantly. Also, they kept floating away, which is kind of obvious, I guess. Another challenge was using the camera in a water bag in the dark. It's definitely challenging to change the settings on the camera while it's in the water bag anyway, but to add to it, it was dark. So I think we both got a little frustrated at times, but we just kept trying, and we ended up setting the camera to f8 with manual focus set to about 10 feet, and then we just stayed about 10 feet from each other. And I definitely learned some things about modeling underwater in the dark as well. First, you definitely have to be comfortable in the water to do this. And I absolutely love being in the water, so this was right up my alley. But you also need to remember to keep your face pretty, or however you want it, the whole time. Especially in the dark, you tend to forget to make face, and I definitely did in this last shoot. So you gotta remember to always make sure that your whole body, including your face, is the way that you want it. And the models should also get creative. It's hard underwater, and in this case in the dark, to remember all the things that you're supposed to remember, like, I don't know, if you don't want your roux to look large, don't point it towards the camera. So it's kind of hard to remember that kind of stuff in the water, but it's probably more important to get creative with your poses than to be overly concerned with those rules. And one last thing for the models. Keep in mind what the water will do to what you wear. My choice in garb resulted in a whole lot of post-production work in Photoshop. So, unless you're comfortable with all your bits and pieces being out on display, make sure that you check on what your clothing is going to look like wet. And we certainly got some interesting results, actually. There are a few samples up on the website at SnapChick.com, and my VIP members have access to a bunch more. And I'd really like to hear if anyone out there has done an underwater shoot in the dark, and how did you do it? Of course, as always, if anybody has any questions about what I did, please let me know.